Father's death. The fame of Borum's bravery reached his father, and Yazdgerd learned that his son wrestled with lions and was as strong in battle as a young lion, as skilled as an old wolf in hunting. Even the lions were as timid as dogs in battle with him. Borum could bind demons and traverse mountain peaks under his horse's hoof. Iron became soft like silk in his hands. Therefore, Yazdgerd feared his bravery and preferred him to stay far from the capital and the royal palace. Borum spent his days hunting and drinking wine at night in the company of Mundir and Noman, and he was content, shining like a star in the sky of Yemen. The king of Yemen, impressed by Borum, provided him with all kinds of facilities, made him the ruler of his land, and bestowed upon him various swords and treasures. Mundir was willing to risk his life for Borum without hesitation. Borum was content in that land and no longer thought about his father's kingdom. It was an unwritten law of the time, that the reign of Yazdgerd also came to an end one day, and anyone who attained a high position and rank would inevitably reach the end of their rule. Borum's father, Yazdgerd, passed away one day while on the throne, leaving behind his inherited possessions to enter the afterlife. With the throne vacant, the military and government leaders were dismayed and decided not to support Yazdgerd's son any longer, as they believed his father had not ruled properly during his time in power. Despite Borum's exceptional qualities and abilities, they viewed him as being of the same lineage as his father, who they considered a criminal. They felt it was best not to inform Borum of his father's demise while he was far away in Yemen, allowing him to remain happy in that land. Concerned that if Borum were made king of Ironsha, he would favor the Arabs due to his upbringing among them, they chose an elder from the royal family to ascend the throne and be crowned as the new ruler of Ironsha. When Borum heard about the death of his father and the usurpation of the kingdom by a stranger, he initially mourned his father's death, and then decided to take up his sword to fight against the Iranians and regain the king's crown, seeking revenge by killing all the conspirators. However, he reconsidered his approach and thought, why should I attack the Iranians like wild beasts? It is better to use wisdom as my guide. Despite the Iranians' shameless actions in giving his kingdom to another, Borum believed that gentleness would be the key to achieving his desire. He viewed them as his prey, comparing them to sheep in his pasture. Although they may think they are safe in their wool, they are actually in the cotton field of his farm. Despite their deceitful promises, they will ultimately be ashamed of their betrayal. This shame will serve as a lesson for their redemption. Borum was determined to bring them to reason, even though they were currently ignorant. He understood that patience was crucial in hunting, as rushing would cause all his arrows to go astray.